So today I would like to introduce you to the concept called embeddings and word representation. So the main objective is how to learn how the computers process the human natural language, in other words, just language that we speak from day to day basis. And yeah, my first question to the audience will be how many of you used any AI solutions such as LLMs or maybe others? Such as ChatGPT, Gemini, maybe Claude, or any other model. Mm, my guess is that each one of you actually tested or interacted with the AI model before, um, maybe not even knowing it. So from today we can just Google any phrase, and actually AI is the first response that we get from our browser. So that's one way to interact with it. Other way is basically maybe keep a conversation with the chat in the application, or maybe you are a programmer that does maybe more sophisticated stuff with it. And yeah, so uh, obviously computers do not understand words like human do, and that's quite a problem when it comes to processing the natural language in the from the computer's perspective, because we as humans have pattern recognition abilities. We can obviously state that cat, dog, maybe parrot even um, come to the same category as a pets, as a animals. Maybe even we can come closer and we can say that we can keep those animals as a domesticated pets. So it goes obviously further. And yeah, the other examples are king and queen, and we can categorize further. Obviously, pizza is a food, pretty tasty one. And yeah, but we are going back to the computer. So computer only sees letters and numbers. And yeah, the whole process of embedding, the whole point of this process is to turn those letters and numbers into vectors. Vectors is a sequence of numbers, basically. And yeah, here we have an example. HTML coders are not considered programmers, so this sentence will serve us as an example. So yeah, we can take the word HTML and we see how the vector look like. Important thing to note is that we have over one and a half thousand dimensions. So the count of numbers in this vector is the number of dimensions. And yeah, also using newer models, the number of dimension increases. For example, 4,000, even 8,000 dimensions, and we can think about those dimensions, those numbers are as way to describe a word in some sense, in some area. And yeah, when the number of dimension increases, the precision of describing the word increases. So this is actually a good thing. Also, here we maybe you question how some words such as coders, and maybe not, and considered, and programmers with a hash, are divided into subparts. So this process is called tokenization. So some words are divided into more manageable parts to increase the precision. Okay, so uh, we basically translated a word, human natural language word, to mathematical representation as it is. And yeah, the next thing that this mathematical representation enables us is to basically compare the vectors. We can run the mathematical operations on them, such as subtraction, division. Maybe we can sum up those vectors, and we can do other cool things, obviously. And yeah, here we have a plot. So we have a graph with 3 dimensions. So to graph those numbers, this high dimension from high dimensional space, we basically reduce the dimensions to 3 for us to compare them visually. And we can see when we enter the word cat, our 10 most nearest point in that space. So the most nearest recommendation, we can say, is dog, dogs, pet, mouse, lovers, breed, creature, and black. And yeah, this actually enables us to compare them in human-like way, I would say. And yeah, we can go further and we can teach the model to recognize patterns and relationship between words, between even sentences, and between languages. So, for example, also the model can think of cat in Polish and cat in English the same way because it is used in sentences basically in the same manner. So that's other cool thing that embedding enables us. And yeah, that would be the second question to the audience. There is a spoiler, but we can like do this mental exercise of doing math on words. So we have this question: what's king minus man plus woman equals? So from this graph and from our intuition, we can say that king minus man equals royalty. So the bloodline, the heritage, and this will be the outcome of this equation. And when we add a woman to this equation, we basically adding royalty to the gender and to the person which is woman. So the outcome will be queen. And this is the actual way that LLMs interact with our natural language. Yeah, that's quite an explanation, and I hope you understand in which way does it work, because we can extrapolate to the more complicated sentences and maybe even articles and other natural language scenarios such as maybe transcriptions, videos, etc. So, as the last thing, I would like to tell you where the embeddings are used. So at the beginning of this presentation, I told you that embeddings are basically a part of any AI system nowadays. Basically any, because there are exceptions, but the main idea is when you are typing to the natural model, there is 100% embedding in there, because the system must actually know what are you typing, and actually, as we told, it enables the computers to actually read our language similarly to as we process it. So some of the applications of this process are obviously search engines, because when we understand the meaning of a query, so in other words, the question that the end user are providing us, we can find similar results with different words, so from language to language. So into these categories, maybe to this category we can count like language transcriptions from maybe Polish to English or Chinese or any other language. So the second one is recommendation and systems, because as I showed you on the graph, actually here that you can imagine that we can search for example, the phrase, what are the best shoes from Nike, and operating on large enough base of products of Nike, we can actually recommend to the user some nearest results. So, for example, I would type, my size is 32. I would like a white sneaker with red logo and some other description, and we can recommend based on that query the nearest results. And yeah, the last one is AI language models and chatbots. So as we've mentioned, every chatbot, every model basically uses it to produce not only the searches, but also the replies from the models are constructed from the embeddings, but we are switching basically the order of operations. So as we type, the models converts the words to the embeddings, and from the other way around, when the models finds the nearest embeddings, it basically converts them from embeddings to readable format, so we could understand it. And yeah, that's all. So thank you, and I hope you learn some. You find it interesting, and it should help you interact it further with the newer technology, which is AI. So thank you once again.